this year. Some self-inflicted, some, you know, I thought were wrong, and he was treated badly, certainly in Massachusetts. But he's been out of the ring for a year, so he's going to come back. I want him to get into a fight before Christmas. He wants to get in a fight before Christmas to set himself up to make 2019 his year, his resurrection. He's inspired by Tyson Fury. What Tyson Fury did, they're very close friends. He's been inspired by that. So hopefully that inspiration will give him some focus. He's not fighting King Kong. We know that. We know what it is. I'm not going to be an apologist for that. It is what it is. You know, we never sold the event based on the fact Bill was fighting who he's fighting. We just, you know, he's in there, get some ring rust out of his system. The truth of the matter is, for boxing, this is the event that matters. This is the event that we announced long before they were on this date. We've not caused this to happen. We're about the fans. We're fan friendly. We want the fans to get the best fights, get value for money. We announced that. They decided to do this, and it's pretty stupid. It insults the fans. It's not right. It insults, more importantly, the boxers, because boxers are on percentages of pay-per-view. That's how they earn their money. Don't matter what anyone says, we will lose customers because there's 2 fights on, and they will lose customers. So the boxers are not getting the best chance to generate maximum income for the endeavours that they're putting into the ring. So it's not right. It's stupid. There's no sense to it. For me, it's like Dazn, that Hearn's using Dazn money to prop up what he's doing over here. Only in boxing, only boxing, or some certain people in boxing, can do their best to screw up the sport. I'm not sure the exact numbers, but every time Carl's fought, Sky put something up against him. They did the same thing with Josh. They've done the same thing. I mean, Carl's last fight, they put Carl on, if you remember, up against it. Carl fighting whoever he fought. And our show, you know, we won the day on that. But the fact of the matter is, it's stupid. It's senseless. You know, it's absolutely senseless. Hearn doesn't do 52 British events a year, and nor do we. So how can you not space those dates out so that the fans, if it is a pay-per-view event, a worthwhile pay-per-view event, you know, a pay-per-view event that justifies that the customer's got to fork out more money than, again, on top of their subscription, that it should be a quality event. Why would you do that? It's not on. And when you look at us, I mean, we put quite a few, BT, we put some good world title fights on in the last few years, or the last 12 months. You have not seen one domestic world title fight, if you're a subscriber, on Sky. And I can complain about that because I'm a subscriber. I pay for my subscription on Sky. I want to know why, when Hearn done his deal with Sky, we're going to get X amount of world title fights a year. Why aren't they on there? They're not on there. The only time you can get a world title fight, you've got to pay for it.
And about the whole date booking thing, because Eddie's thing was that he said, oh yeah, well, we booked this ages in advance.
Why didn't they announce it?
But
why didn't they announce it?
Booked as well. You must have booked.
Well, we booked ours. We announced ours, what, a good 2 months or whatever it was before they did. And the bottom line of it all is,
the press conference was supposed to start a half an hour ago. So basically, they'll say it's going to start at 8 a.m. over in the UK, 1 p.m. But normally, that means it's going to start like 8:15 or 1:15. You dig me? So something is going on over there with the trains where, you know, they're running late. So we bullshitting around a little bit. All right? Listen to Frank, you know, talk that sass. Frank getting real sassy. All right? So we're just chilling for a little minute until everything get rolling. Then at the end of the press conference, we got a lot of shit to talk about.
And when you look at us, I mean, we put quite a few, BT, we put some good world title fights on in the last few years, or the last 12 months. You have not seen one domestic world title fight, if you're a subscriber, on Sky. And I can complain about that because I'm a subscriber. I pay for my subscription on Sky. I want to know why, when Hearn done his deal with Sky, we're going to get X amount of world title fights a year. Why aren't they on there? They're not on there. The only time you can get a world title fight, you've got to pay for it.
And about the whole date booking thing, because Eddie's thing was that he said, oh yeah, well, we booked this ages in advance.
Why didn't they announce it?
But
why didn't they announce it?
Booked as well. You must have booked.
Well, we booked ours. We announced ours, what, a good 2 months or whatever it was before they did. And the bottom line of it all is, you know, if they'd have had that date and they had announced it, I certainly would not have run against it. There's no sense in that. Why would I have done that? It just wouldn't have happened. So it is what it is, and we've got to get on with it. No way we're pulling our show. You know, we're getting on with it, with our fight, and out of that fight will come another great fight.
Whoever wins has, what, 3 huge fights potentially on the horizon, unification fights.
And it depends how the loser loses, because he's going to be back in ring. And it may be, which I really believe it's going to be, a great fight that deserves an immediate rematch. Who knows?
Tommy Fury making his debut, professional debut.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. You know, Tyson brother, so he's signed with us, and I think we're opening a show up with him, so that's going to be good. And I'm hopefully, listen, if he's got a quarter of the talent of his brother, then we're going to be in for a good ride with him.
Is Tyson going to be there as well for a bit of a homecoming?
Yeah, I hope so. He'll be there, and getting into the ring. Yeah, he'll be there. Yeah, he'll want to be there. So, looking forward to him being there.
And another one in Hatton's gym as well.
Yeah. I mean, God, they're all. You know, I'm pleased. You know, that Ricky's involved. I think Ricky's sort of Ricky, like a lot of fighters when they finish with boxing, lose their way, and he had a few problems himself. But this boxing for him has given him, like Tyson, has given him some direction, and he loves the training aspects of it. I know he does, Ricky, and loves being involved. It's good, you know. He was out there with Tyson in the corner, and he's great in the dressing room. I'm pleased for him, and I think he's got a little gem here that hopefully will come through and do the business.
And so Tommy will probably be, like you say, at the beginning of his career, he'll be knocking up quite a few fights in the next few months. What's in store for 2019, Frank? What do we have to look forward to after Christmas?
We're kicking off in February, 23rd of February, up in Leicester. The fight that we unfortunately lost through Sam Bowen's injury, the British super featherweight title, will be on against him and Ronnie Clark. Ronnie Clark, the viewers will probably remember, beat Zelfa Barrett. So that's a good fight. It's a cracking fight. So we'll kick off with that. Anthony Yard will be on the card. Unfortunately, he's a fight on the undercard of Tyson's fight show in LA didn't come off because of problems with the opponent. So he'll be making his 2019 debut, and there'll be some good fights on that card. So I'm looking forward to going to Leicester. Liam Woodstock will be coming back, and a lot of our youngsters will be on there as well. On the Yard thing, what kind of level are we looking at for the opponent this time? Because he's got a bit of time. He's got to be stepped up. You know, it's a shame. I mean, it's a shame he didn't fight out there. It now means
most definitely what we've got here in Manchester this weekend. Now, as I told you earlier on, Frank can't be with us as the promoter because there's been an accident on the line between London and Manchester, so he's unable to make it here. So Francis kindly stepping into the breach and just set the scene for us, Francis, about just how important this is as a show and for British boxing.
Thanks, John. Thanks for everyone for coming in today. I hope you're all looking forward to this as much as I am, as much as John has just said he is as well. This is the fight. This is the card of the year. This is the best domestic fight of the year, the best domestic card of the year. It's 50-50s all the way down, all the way down the card. In Josh and Carl, you've got two guys who are absolutely in their prime in their careers. Josh will be coming off that fantastic win against Lee Selby at Ellen Road. Carl coming off a fantastic win against Luke Jackson in Belfast. Both sold out arena shows, and now they're pitching their wills against each other for the world title. This is the only show to watch this weekend. It's a fantastic night of boxing we've got planned. Just very, very much looking forward to it, and hope to see you all there on Saturday. Yeah,
going to be a great crowd in attendance as well, and a committed crowd, to say the least. Some very popular fighters on the bill.
Left, and I'm pretty sure that they'll go this week. Last night's public workout was very well attended, and obviously today we've got fantastic media presence, so I'm sure with the coverage you guys are going to get us this week, they will go. So we're looking forward to a sellout on Saturday.
Yes, I think the fact that we've got just so many people here for the media press conference, cameras, written press, is indicative of just how this is capturing the boxing imagination, and how people who really follow the sport closely, they know that this is a real card. In many ways, it's a trade card, Francis.
Well, it is, and you've got to take your hat off to the guys who are supporting this fantastic top of the bill. Which is Liam and Mark.
Francis.
They're both, Liam's stepping up to middleweight.
What's up? I'm here.
What everyone keeps calling a prospect in Mark Heffron. But I see that as a real 50-50. I think Mark's proven himself in his last couple of fights. He's more than capable of facing the likes of Liam Williams, and Liam's got a point to prove. A couple of disappointing results against Liam Smith, and he's going up to show what he can do at the higher weight, become a two-weight British champion. So I think that would be a great feat for him. And you've also got Martin Murray, who is storming through again, looking for another full world title shot. Fighting a former world title holder in Hassan N'Dam.
He definitely don't look like a fish.
Fight. Martin, he was quoted last week in saying he doesn't want this to end. Neither do we. I think he's a fantastic man, fantastic fighter, and a great ambassador for the sport. And I hope to see him get his world title shot early next year. But obviously, Hassan's got a lot to say.
We're gonna be here for a while.
And we'll be hearing from both of them.
I like
shortly.
this card. It's showcase fights.
It's time now to introduce you to the fighters who are fighting
Billy Joe on the card
Saturday night. And first of all,
that's Frank's son.
The young man in front of me, younger brother of Tyson Fury, Tommy Fury, a light heavyweight, making his professional debut in a four-rounder. The family name has another, well, is it going to be a star coming through? We will see. Let's hear from Tommy. How are you going, Tommy? Looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for everyone turning out today. I'm
Tyson Fury,
been using
younger
this
brother.
one word
It's
a lot this
like
week.
a billion
I'm
of
blessed
them.
to be in this position that I am.
Where Dempsey at?
And I'm not a fool. I
in a while.
won't be here without Tyson, so I thank him for what he's done for me. But in life you've got to take these opportunities that's handed to you, and I will be taking this one with both hands.
The last time we spoke was before Tyson went into his world title fight against Deontay Wilder in Los Angeles. I guess now, having seen what he did, you must be very proud of him.
Yeah, of course. He's been there to the pits of hell, and he's come back to the top of the hill again. And he's had a 3-year layoff, and he's been abusing his body in that 3-year layoff, and he's had 2 comeback fights against relatively low opposition, and he was straight back in there, and the world knows he is the WBC World Heavyweight Champion. So as long as everyone knows that, it is what it is at the end of the day. He got robbed, but that's what happens in the sport of boxing. You get bad decisions, but everyone knows if you go out to America and get a draw, you've won.
You've had yourself as an amateur, is it 11 or 12 amateur fights, and now
and they think Wilder going to go to the UK.
Game, so
right.
Not a huge amount of experience.
Yeah, it is what it is. My dad always said if you can fight, you can fight. And for me, I'm a young kid. I've had 12 amateur fights. I knew what it was about in the first couple of fights. I'm not really new to it. I've been around it all my life. So I thought, listen, if I'm going to do it properly, let's do it at the end of the day. And I thank Frank Warren and
if it was
BT
bad cards over here, you think you're going to go over to the UK and get bad cards?
Who's supported me on this journey.
Tripping.
You've got the name, the Fury name. Is that a help or a hindrance because of there's an enormous expectation about what you might achieve?
Yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. There's going to be a lot of pressure on, but I knew that coming into this at the end of the day. It's never not going to be, from being a young kid, there's always pressure on me. People used to come down to the gym and be like, oh, that's Tommy Fury, da-da-da-da. So I've learned to live with the pressure, so it don't really bother me. And like I've said before, I'm not here to, live up to anybody. I'm just going to do the best that I can do. I've come into this sport. I'm trying to do my own thing. I'm just going to do the best that I can. I'm not going to sit here and slag anybody off. I'm privileged and I'm blessed to be in this position. And the best I can do, I will be doing so. When this is all said and done, and I'm sat down and finished in about 60 years of age, I'll know that I've done everything in my power possible of what I can do. And if I can achieve half of what Tyson's done, I'll be very privileged because he's the best fighting man I've seen.
This is
Thank you very
debut.
much, Tommy. Well said.
First fight.
Thank you.
Articulate and likeable young lad, just 19 years old and looking to make his way in the professional game, coached by Ricky Hatton. I remember when Ricky was 18 or 19,
the box reps.
coming into the professional game at a very early stage, and look what he achieved. And now looking to pass on his knowledge and experience to Tommy. Well, let's concentrate now and move on to the fight between Michael Conlan, who's sitting down on my right, who's undefeated in 9 fights from Belfast, up against Jason Cunningham, who's from Doncaster, a southpaw. And let's hear from Jason first of all, because I know you're going in against somebody who's a really highly touted fighter here, 9 out of 9, and seemingly the golden boy. What do you think of him when you look at him?
Yeah, I'm excited excited by this opportunity. Didn't take much persuasion when I offered it, but it's what I do. I don't shy away from fights. I'm a fighting man, and yeah, we'll see what Michael's got Saturday night.
You've been quoted as saying, "I'm going to take it to him, put it on him, and let's see if he's for real."
Yeah, well, like I say, it's his, his proper acid test. I respect him. Obviously, his amateur achievements. It's unbelievable, isn't it? So, if he does bring that and he's the real deal, then we'll take it to trenches. It's simple as that.
You're tall. You're a southpaw. You've had Commonwealth titles at both bantamweight and featherweight. What do you reckon you can bring to him to give him real problems?
Well, to be fair, I started at flyweight. How I made it, I don't know myself right, but flyweight to featherweight, if you win a major title, there's got to be something about yourself. I was a decent amateur myself, ABA champion. And like I say, I'm going into this fight, no pressure if you like, with the experience behind me. And I'm just going to leave it all there Saturday night. I'm enjoying this moment, being part of this bill. It's a bill to be proud of, and I'm just really, really looking forward to Saturday night.
How the hell you ever made flyweight is a question in itself.
Starvation.
Now let's hear from Michael.
Oh man!
Pleased, first of all, I should imagine, to be a part of this bill.
Man.
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming. First of all, but I'm really pleased to be a part of it. It's a huge show, first pay-per-view show I boxed on, so I'm looking forward to a great evening Saturday night.
And what are your thoughts about your opponent, about Jason?
Just the same as every other opponent. I know
100 losses.
He has a lot of experience. He's obviously won 2 Commonwealth titles in 2 different divisions, I think. But
let me tweet my shit out.
I'll be
right back.
Whether it's amateur or professional, I've had over 260 amateur fights, and I've named so far as professional. I've faced every style you could face, and
my bad, gotta do
I've
something.
fought many a southpaw, so
Here,
I've worked
give me this
really
back.
hard in this training camp. I haven't
Move this
taken
over
lightly
here.
at all. And Saturday night I'm just looking to go in and put on a great performance.
What sort of problem does the fact he's a southpaw, what sort of problem does that bring?
I'm not going to say it brings any problems, because I've faced many a southpaws and I know how to handle them, and I've had loads of southpaws in for sparring for this training camp, and everything has went well. I'm very, very confident in what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it.
9 out of 9.
They do look like
so
Batman
far.
villains, right?
Any predictions about what you're going to produce?
These are Batman origin stories.
Go in there and put a great performance on and show what I'm really about. If Jason really wants to come,
They're about to hatch some
come into the
dastardly
trenches with me,
scheme.
I'm more than happy for that. That's something I would
take
love
over
him
the
to do.
world.
If he is the man he says he is, and I know he's a tough man, but if he does that, game over.
And I guess that you'll be wanting to get it all done and dusted and to get back to ringside to see your friend here, Carl, in action.
Definitely, I've been
His
a fan
brain's
of
been
Carl all
fucked
my
up
life.
for
He's
like
friend
fucking
from
5 years.
The fact that he's going in there against Josh, who's a great champion, it's a fight that really intrigues me as a fan. I'm looking forward to watching. It's 2 highly skilled fighters going at it.
We've got heavyweights on the bill as well. We've got Nathan Gorman in front of me here, undefeated fighter, Manchester-based, trained by Ricky Hatton again, against Radvan Kozhanu, a Romanian who was due to have been fighting Daniel Dubois, but that obviously couldn't happen because Daniel had the flu, and so Radvan moving on and fighting Nathan Gorman. Let's hear from Radvan first of all. Nathan's a rather different kind of fighter from
my man
from
Radvan
Daniel.
Kozhanu.
Tell us what you think about him.
I covered him twice.
First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who's in this room, all the boxing
Getting that
people.
bread.
And a big thank you for the promoter who gave me this opportunity in such a short notice to fight against Nathan. Now Nathan, it's a total different style. Daniel, it's a tall fighter who's straight in the line, and Nathan, it's quick, a little bit shorter, and fighting, moving by the angles, and using a lot of his body work.
You went the distance in a world title challenge not so far back, WBO title challenge against Joseph Parker. How will that experience help you?
That was a great challenge for me. I was in his camp actually, and the situation came like the last 2 weeks of the camp. They didn't use me anymore, but they still keep me in the camp. And I feel a little bit like I was set up a little bit. After the 2 weeks I got home, I was there, I invited my family, my wife, my kids. We had fun in Vegas for like 2 weeks. I got home and I got the phone call. And exactly how I said it before, I'm not gonna be crazy to say no to a title shot. Even at 12 in the night, I'm gonna take it. I'm a fighter. This is my job.
And there's 6'7" of you. You're going to have a big reach advantage over Nathan. Is that? You think that's important?
Yeah, why not? I'm gonna use my reach. Actually, I'm just want to say I'm a huge fan of Nathan coach Ricky Hatton, which I always been one of the biggest names for me in boxing. And like I
wonder
saw
what Hassan N'Dam thinking
Nathan,
about.
Ricky worked with him a lot for the body shots.
He probably wonder how
And
come
considering myself
they keep standing him up to do his braids.
And that was
before
going to be
fight.
a great challenge for me.
Nathan, let's hear from you. What do you know about Radvan? First of all, have you seen?
Leave my man alone. He chilling. He minding his business. Hey, what's going on here? What's up? What y'all up to? Get your shit together. Did the shit stop? Did my internet break? Internet, you okay, internet? Internet. What's going on? No, my internet cool.
But, you know, that's boxing. But this fella at the side of me, you know, he's a completely and utter different style to Leapai. You know, Leapai was someone 6 foot, a very short, compact fighter who likes looking for overhand punches. Radvan, you know, is a very
Oh, he
tall
racking up
fighter.
the journeyman
Like I say,
wins.
Uses
I
these
love
body
it.
shots, uses these jabs. So it's two different styles, and some people will say, and I probably agree with them, it's a lot better. He's a lot better fighter than Leapai.
I guess the fact that you sparred and worked with Tyson as he was getting back into fitness before his fight against Deontay
I just want to hear from
Wilder.
Billy Joe.
You know, you're
truth
well
be
used
told.
to going into the ring against a big man.
Oh, without a doubt, you know, Tyson's probably the biggest man I've ever clapped eyes on. So I'm definitely well prepared for it.
So what are you looking to get out of this fight? Because I'm sure, let's just hear from Francis first of all, because, I mean, at this stage in your career, you're unbeaten now in 14. When a fighter gets to this sort of stage, as a heavyweight, it must be getting harder and harder to find the right matches to make the career progress.
Well, I think between Nathan and his team, Ricky and Paul and Mick, that we know what the right matches are. It's just a case if those right matches want to take the risk and fight Nathan, which not a lot of them do. I mean, we saw that with Leapai. And so, fair play to Radvan for stepping up to the plate and taking on what is going to be
Francis
a
looked like
very risky
he was
fight.
handed off
We really believe Nathan
by the
is
silent
something
father.
special.
And he like the third
it'd be
silent
interesting
brother.
to see the
Actually, I think it is. It's only two of them, right?
between what Nathan done on Saturday to what, say, Joseph Parker.
Don't he look like he related to Kali and the other one? What's the
Yeah,
other
but
one's
if you
name?
can- if you
I forgot
get an
his name.
If you get an impressive win, Radvan will obviously have other
Francis
ideas.
don't look like he
Yeah,
don't
if
look
you
fishy
can-
enough.
If you get an impressive win,
Whoa, what's going on?
Ideas, I'm just saying you're talking
Yeah,
rubbish.
without a doubt.
But if you get an impressive win, it makes a statement, doesn't it?
Yeah, without a doubt. But first and foremost, you know, I'm going there looking for the win. Forget the win and do what we've been doing in the gym. You know, I'll be laughing. I've had a good 10 weeks training camp, and what I've been doing in the gym, you know, I've been flying at the minute in the gym. And if I can pull it off Saturday night, you know, we'll be flying.
but Radvan's no joke. He's a former world title contender. He's not coming over here to lay down.
No, he wasn't.
If he beats me, he puts him in the mix. So he's on his A game as well as I am. So it's intrigue for a good fight.
Very, very different fight for Radvan than what he'd originally anticipated, coming over to fight Daniel Dubois. Nathan, altogether a different box of tricks from Dubois. It's going to be a fascinating fight.
Come on, get the Billy Joe. Oh, y'all on some bullshit over on the YouTube page, huh? I see what you guys are doing. You're trying to get me to miss Billy Joe. No, no, no. We're not going to miss Billy Joe with they bullshit. You get out of here. He fighting pies. He working his way up. You got to get a little bit of pie around the holidays. Work your way up. Look at Mark Murray.
Smarter than ever. Listening to my body more. I've got that buzz back. I kind of lost that buzz a couple of years ago. And training was hard. Now the gym being the way that it is, I'm buzzing. I'm loving going to the gym. And I'm feeling like I'm the best fighter I've ever been. You know, I've just done an interview saying that I can't remember the last time I've got into a fight week feeling this good. I'm buzzing for
Joe should get into some shit.
N'Dam's a tough fighter. You know, he's fought some former world champion, fought some world-class fighters, and I know that he's obviously going to bring it on Saturday. But these are the type of fights that I want. You know, it took me 2.5 years to get back into a fight like this, and I'm here now and I'm buzzing. You know, I plan on winning on style on Saturday. I'm finishing this year on high. I'm looking forward to 2019.
Hassan, perhaps the sharpest dressed man in the room, or certainly one of them. Tell us, well, apart from Michael, of course, and Josh and Tommy and you as well, and maybe me, I don't know, but no, you're looking good. Tell us about these fights and about what you hope to get out of it.
First of all, hello everyone. First of all, I want to thank my team, Jean-Marc, Charlie Sims, my beautiful wife. I want to thank for all the job that you've done to bring me, to build me and bring me here with ambitious aspirations. I want to thank Frank Warren and Martin Murray to give me that opportunity to fight me today, to fight you today, this Saturday. You know, we are not here to do a trash talking because boxing is the sport, you know, and the only thing we will meet Saturday is for your belt, and I working hard to take your belt, and you working hard to keep that. So you know, after this fight, we enjoy life with victory and not victory, with belt without belt. So we're gonna take a pleasure Saturday to fight. I know that Martin Murray is the top fighter. He fight a world-class fighter, and it's gonna be a tough fight for me Saturday. So we're gonna enjoy that fight Saturday and enjoy life. The only advice that I want to give to Martin Murray is don't do boxing for people, do it for you. Otherwise, everything is gonna be Saturday, what's gonna be Saturday, do for you. Retire if you want. If your body says stop, don't retire because people say to you to retire. That's only my advice.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, mate.
You've not fought since October last year, so that's a sizable time out of the ring, Hassan.
Somebody telling Hassan to retire, but he's not trying to hear it.
Is there a problem in preparations to get the old rust away?
No, it's only since one year is the decision for me to don't come back directly to fight because I want to change my team. Now I have a new trainer, a new manager, so that takes the time to know how we're walking, the direction that we're gonna take. We want to be a world champion again, and this fight is gonna be a decision fight for us to be there, you know. So it takes a lot of time. I want to get a big fight before I want to fight Chris Eubank in super middleweight. So the fight was cancelled. So we have Martin Murray today. We're working hard.
Oh, you just called Eubank Jr. out.
So let's see Saturday.
Well, you've got masses of experience, been a world champion, as we've said, been a WBO world champion in time gone by, had the WBA strap as well. So, Martin, as you go into this and seeing him there, you must have had to prepare for this pretty much as though you were going to have as though this was a world title shot.
Yeah, definitely. You know, every fight kind of like the same for me now, and what I mean by that is I'm one loss away from retirement. So you know, it's been really important for me to keep winning. But it's these type of fights, I guess, and against N'Dam, who's a dangerous opponent, that you know you do really treat it like a world title fight. I know that if I come through this on Saturday, I know I've got a big 2019, and it's the.
He's one fight away from being WBC mandatory.
He's been the first. You know, I know we had the Garcia win in June, and then since Milos Zagroves, there's been Gabriel Rizardo, but the good fighters, you know, I didn't really class them as dangerous fighters. I've classed them as a dangerous fighter.
Where Billy Joe at? Talk some shit to him.
I've trained that way, and that's what I'm expecting on Saturday night. You know, I feel I'm in the best condition I've ever been in, and I'm really looking forward to putting the show on Saturday.
It's a fantastic fight. It's another, as Francis was saying, of these pick-em fights. It's a difficult one to make out a clear favourite one way or the other. Obviously, Martin will have a lot of local support coming from just down the road in St Helens, but Hassan, talented fighter with a great pedigree, and that stacks up to be a really good fight. Now, moving on from there onto the top table and talk about pick-em fights. Mark Heffron against Liam Williams for the vacant British middleweight title. Francis, it absolutely has all the makings, this one. People are finding it very difficult to establish, really, who's the favourite for this.
Yeah, I found out he couldn't find out about it. I mean, he was in a running to get Canelo.
You know, it's one of those. Then it was made. Everybody.
He was in a running to get Canelo.
I think. To start with, obviously, I think maybe quite surprised that Liam went up to middleweight. Not that he took the fight, but he moved up in weight.
But he couldn't fight outside the states, so he got scratched off.
And also maybe a lot of people may be saying this is a step too far, too quickly for Mark, but I disagree with all that entirely. I think it's a fantastic fight, a fantastic matchup, and it really does, propel the winner onto the next level a little bit quicker. Nobody wanted to fight Mark within the British rankings, so we did have to go and look for a game competitor at a lower weight, and we found not just a game competitor, but a world-class fighter in Liam Williams. And I think now it's down to Mark to prove to us whether or not he's capable of doing that, and it's down to Liam to prove to us whether or not he's still got that burning desire to get back on the world level. Well, let's hear from Liam first of all, who's made his way up from Wales. Well, he's actually made his way down from Sheffield, because that's where he's been preparing with Dominic Ingle, but there'll be plenty of Welsh support coming up as well. And I don't think I've ever seen you look as cheerful close to a fight as you do for this one. Is that because you've made the weight and it's been that much easier at middleweight rather than light middle?
Yeah, I'm just a lot happier with myself, to be honest with you. I just feel a lot more comfortable in things I'm doing. I know all the hard work's been done. No stone unturned. I know I'm 100% ready, so I just feel a lot more cheerful for that, really, because coming into this week, I'm actually lighter now, making the middleweight limit the more I normally am making light middle.
Some fighters are going to be going over to the UK from Al Haymon.
I'm actually quite annoyed about it, because why couldn't I do this before? But yeah, I'm still eating well. I'm drinking stupid amounts of water, so I'm fresh. You wouldn't really think I'm 2 days away from away, and I'm 100% ready. No excuses. I'm coming away. I'm going to be British champion again on Saturday night, no doubt about it.
When you got the call to say there's a British middleweight title fight up there for you, how long did it take you to say, yeah, that's for me?
About 1 second. Didn't have to think about it, because I'm a very big light middleweight anyway, and not only that, with my training camp being the way it is now, everything's on point, and I feel I've just turned around. I'm a lot better fighter now. I'm a lot more confident in my ability, and I know I can win a world title. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that are playing a part at the moment, and I'm a lot happier on myself, and I know I'm going to win Saturday, and it's going to be a good one.
Just before we hear from Mark, what's going to be the key then? What makes you so certain? Do you believe you're the superior boxer, or do you have the power, or whatever?
All-round ability. I believe I can fight, I can box. Everybody's saying, you know, about Mark being this tremendous puncher. I don't dispute that he can punch at all. Like he's knocking people out. Whether he's knocking, you know, in my opinion, I think he's been knocking over crap opponents. But you know, I'm going to be the judge of that Saturday. It's not as if I'm going to go for a fight and not get clipped a couple of times. So, yeah, I don't think he's quite this, you know, the killer that people are making him out to be. So, we'll see.
Mark, listening to that and hearing what he thinks, you're not quite the killer that people are making out. What do you think of him, and what do you think of what you've just heard?
I just think he's talking absolute rubbish.
Mark, you know, mate. You know. I can see fear in your eyes. You're shitting yourself.
Actually, he is.
Listen, I'm definitely
you
talking
fucking
rubbish.
shitting yourself.
Listen, I'm going to knock you out on Saturday.
You were scared.
100%. I'm going to knock you out on Saturday.
Yes. And if you knock me out Saturday, I'll get up and I'll shake your hand and I'll say, do you know what, Mark? You're a good fighter. Well done.
Nah, don't bitch now. Don't bitch now.
I can fucking tell you now.
We'll see.
Mark
we'll see
my
on
words.
Saturday. We'll see.
Mark my words.
We will see on Saturday.
Not happening, mate.
We will see.
What makes you so sure, Mark?
Because I'm the better all-round fighter, and I just 100% I'm going to
talk
knock
some
him
shit.
out on Saturday.
He's had the 2 defeats against Liam Smith, who's been training with you, been sparring with you. What have you picked up from that?
I picked up loads of stuff. Other than Liam Smith, who have you thought what's good? You stopped my brother on a cut.
Who have you fought?
I fought a better opposition than you. Then obviously
do you honestly believe that, or are you just saying that?
I
Have
believe
you been
that.
told to say that by a trainer?
Oh, Liam speak clear English
No, I
now.
haven't.
I can see fear in your eyes. You're scared.
Shut up, you dick.
And you're getting battered, mate. You're getting your head punched in.
You're going to get your head punched
Like your
in.
brother.
He's had his 2 big fights against Liam. What did you learn from watching him?
That
in
shit was
those
clear
fights?
as fuck.
I learned a lot from that. I learned that he's a shitbag as well.
We'll see. We'll see.
We will see. We will
Yeah,
see.
I know.
Do you care to elaborate on his shit?
You mean with the cussing?
Pardon?
Do you want to say a bit more about what you learned from the fights?
I learned a lot from that
See,
fight.
small way you've been told to say, Mark, come on.
I learned that he's a quitter, and when we get into deep waters, yeah, which I don't think it's going to go that far.
Who's to say you ain't a quitter?
You're going to quit.
You've never been in a hard fight.
Pardon?
Who's to say you ain't a quitter? You've never been in a
I'm
hard
not.
fight.
Never
Smashed
smashed
it.
I'm not a quitter.
You're getting smashed.
I'm going to smash that nose all over your face.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You'll be taking off with them big ears.
We'll see.
Oh.
Mark.
Well, we need to get personal now, do we?
Yeah, we'll see.
If you need that, you need it.
If you don't get to him early, and if the big punch doesn't
You're
work
talking
in
about
the
Josh?
first 3,
His
4,
cuts be
5
crazy.
rounds, what then?
It doesn't matter if I don't get to him early. I'm prepared for a solid 12 rounds.
No.
Yes, I am.
Can you take his power?
100%.
Heffron getting fucked up.
Fighting tomato cans. You've been fighting shit bags. And you hit someone half a shot and they throw themselves on the floor.
Yeah, with respect, reminds me when you've not got respect.
They just want to pick up the money at the end of the night and go home. You know, just stay safe and just go home and be happy with a couple of quid they just earned. But I'm not coming for that. I'm coming to win, and I want to move on to that next level. I'm not saying I don't respect you as a fighter, Mark, because I do. You're a good fighter. But I just believe I'm the better man.
You're not. Definitely not.
I am.
100%. We'll see on Saturday.
I want to see this fight now.
I don't know it at all.
You recognise, though, that he's the hardest test of your career so far. Got to be.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the big step up, but it might be the big step up. But I feel like it's going to be one of the easiest fights in my
Heffron
career.
going fold.
We will see. We will
Liam
see.
Smith going to kick that ass.
Knocked out.
Liam Williams going to kick that
Getting
ass.
splattered all over your face.
Mark, it's getting
Don't
fucking
miss this.
boring, mate.
You're getting knocked out by...
Don't miss it. This is going to be a special one. It's for the British middleweight title.
Bring on Billy Joe.
Slapping around the head when I've won it as well.
Is the highly touted prospect going to proceed, or is Liam at the greater weight, at middleweight, stepping up?
Bring on Billy
a
Joe.
level? Is he going to prevail? I think either way, it's guaranteed.
Yeah, that shit probably gonna be
to
boring.
a tremendous fight, and so we move on to our main event.
Aw.
Josh against Carl.
Why Billy
which
Joe ain't
has
there?
been one of the most eagerly anticipated fights in British boxing. Ever since it was announced, people have been talking about it. Who do you fancy? Is it going to be Carl?
Warrington be
who said
talking
he's
big
a
shit,
different
though.
level? Is it going to be Josh, who's so proud to have won that world title in front of his own fans at Elland Road when he accounted for Lee Selby? It's got absolutely all the makings, this one, Francis. It's a top
Big
fight.
homie Francis.
And anybody who says otherwise, I would venture to suggest, doesn't know a great deal about boxing.
Well, this is exactly what it is. It's one of the best fights boxing can offer at the moment. You've got, as we mentioned at the start of the press conference, Josh coming off that fantastic win, winning the world title in front of his home fans at Elland Road, sold out Elland Road, and a Kaiser Chiefs play, and it was just electric. And we followed that up back in August with Carl's great win against Luke Jackson in a sold out Windsor Park. Again, electric atmosphere, and the fight was announced on that night. It feels like we've been waiting forever for it, but we're finally here for, as I said, the best fight in boxing this year. It's two guys at the peak of their careers, and I just cannot pick a winner. I've had the same conversations you've had since August. Who do you fancy? Nobody can pick a winner because you say one guy 1 minute, another guy the next minute. It's just a fantastic, intriguing spectacle of a fight. And I cannot wait for it. And I'm sure everyone in this room...
Something telling me Josh's going to put on a show. And Carl, my man,
will win on Saturday. And the rewards for that are unifications next year. If it's a close fight, you can do a return. There's all sorts of permutations for the result. But what we do know is that it's anticipated as a great fight for a reason, because it is that. It's fantastic.
Well, the bookies have got Carl as the favourite. I checked this morning, and Josh as the champion. You can get as much as 7-4 against him retaining his title.
Mick
which,
Hennessy.
People might say is a fairly enticing sort of bet in a two-horse race.
And Darlene
particularly coming
Perez.
on the back of his performance against Lee Selby. But Carl, believing, I know that you're back to the form of your life, working with Jamie Moore, and 3 days away from the fight now. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited.
Josh looked like that troll kid that nobody likes.
Looking forward to.
And you got to watch him when he comes over for the weekend because he tries to steal your toys
Prepared for in the gym.
before he leaves.
But at this stage, I'm just relaxed. My nature is to be laid back. I feel like I'm pretty laid back, and I'll be laid back right up until the ring walk probably. So at this point in time, I'm in a good place.
It's been kind of gentlemanly and respectful since the fight was announced. Do you not sense a bit more of an edge as you get closer?
I think everyone does. It's a fight at the end of the day, so there's always going to be a bit more tension. And the thing is, I think there is respect between me and Josh. And I know there's respect between us, but it's a fight. And I got a text message from a good friend of mine recently, yesterday actually, and he just said, total respect, but no fear. And that's what I'm going into this fight. Total respect for Josh, but absolutely no fear.
Where are you as a boxer now compared with the guy who beat Leo Santa Cruz?
I believe I'm better. Firstly because I was beating guys like Santa Cruz and even Quigg when I wasn't really enjoying boxing, and I fucking hated it. If I'm being honest, I hated it. But I was still getting big performances.
I fucking hated it too.
I'm enjoying it. Now I look forward to the gym. Now I put in maximum effort in training sessions. I'm switched on. I have a much more smarter approach to my camps and train, just like Martin said as well earlier on. We're in the same team, and it's a very scientific approach we have, and I feel like I'm better now than when I beat guys like Leo Santa Cruz.
Now, before we hear from Josh, you've gone down on record as saying that you believe that you are a different class of fighter to him.
Yeah,
Do you
start some
still
shit up.
have that in the back of your mind as you're so close to the fight?
Well, look, I believe that he's a very good fighter.
I got a very good video on Kell Brook coming in America.
I believe that I beat any featherweight in the world on my day, and Josh Warrington is a featherweight, and I believe I can beat them all, but I'm fully focused on this man. I'll give him the respect he deserves. I'm completely focused on him, but I believe on my day I'm the best featherweight on the planet.
Josh, IBF champion, you're hearing that from Carl. Just give us your reactions first.
Josh was the kid that like would take your Street Fighter 2 and switch it out with his broken one.
As always, fantastic attendance. Thank you to the support, those who bought the tickets. I know it's close to Christmas, but you're in for a real cracker this weekend. Obviously, the card's fantastic.
Who be cutting that shit?
For Ultimate Bauble.
That's the shit in Leeds?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that kind of response from Carl. Obviously, the few interviews where I've seen his ass a little bit with some stuff, but obviously tensions grow.
He was giving it to Selby though. He got the mic skills.
I said from 12 weeks ago when we sat face to face at the round table that I'd shown all the respect to Carl, and that's what I've really done. There's been a few interviews where media's twisted the words or whatever, and but I respect Carl as a fighter, and I've not looked at him as over the hill or finished or anything like that. I've gone into this training camp preparing for a Carl Frampton, like he says he is, like he says he's his ultimate prime, and that excites me. That's what makes me get up in the morning and when my body's tired and graft my ass up in gym. I work
Hell
hard.
yeah, Con
That
did.
night in May was a very, very special
Nasty
night.
ass.
What you gain from that is confidence and momentum, and you've got to run with that. And I feel like it can take you up.
They got some dark ass
a few
secrets, man.
levels as a fighter. And I keep hearing this thing about levels, and I don't know how
Both
many
of
levels
them.
there is, but hopefully I can find that this weekend. I'm excited. Carl says he's in a good place. I have to echo that. I'm in a very good place. I used to get maybe worked up with fights prior to this because
He thinks
you
he's
have to win
done.
to get to this stage. But this is what you want to be part of. These big nights, these big build-ups. People said, why didn't you have a steady defence? No, man, I'm not about that. I want to have the big fights. I believe I'm capable of beating any featherweight, and I've been written off from like English title level. And I want to fight the best. Talks of unification, it excites me. I wouldn't want a steady one after this one. I'd want to go straight up to the States and fight like Oscar Valdez. So I'm loving all this at the minute. I'm loving the occasion, loving the build-up of the camp, and the best things about to happen on Saturday.
7 months since that great night.
I binge watched all the stuff yesterday
Having that belt
for the build-up,
walking around saying,
and Josh
yeah,
do
I'm
think
the
that
champion.
Frampton is shot.
Well, although like summertime we had World Cup and that, it got me a few Sambucas in a few nightclubs, so it's not done to me too bad. It's got me free parking and stuff like that in city centre in Leeds, so it's done all right. To be fair, I've started to enjoy the fruits of being a world champion. But
Valdez may be on
like anything, it goes in
Alvarez
box at the end of the day,
Kovalev.
sits at the bottom of my bed.
If not,
And
then
that's I don't say to him.
the Terence Crawford undercard, his next fight.
A cup of tea, I'm world champion.
That's what they're saying.
I still do dishes.
He may
and
not
stuff
get
like
his
that.
own
Still
card.
dog shit up in garden. Do you know what I mean? It's like I ain't changed as a person. It's just I've got another accolade outside of me where I am in my career, and I'll look back when I retire and really appreciate what we've done. But this moment in time, I just want to add more to it. I want to go as far as I can.
I think that's what I read.
Fight, people didn't give me a chance. I knew, me and my team knew that we were going to get the victory. And after, as soon as I walked back to change rooms, it was a case of who's next. And mate, the fire is burning ever brightly in my stomach. I'm so hungry and I can't wait to get in there, honestly.
Carl thinks that he's, as you've heard, he's at a level now higher than at any stage in his career. At 31, he thinks he's at his best. Do you agree that he's at his best?
We'll have to see. I mean, I say I've heard a lot in interviews and whatnot. I'd never said that he passed his best and all like that. All I've said is you can't really judge the performances against Danae, against Luke Jackson, and against the other geezer I boxed over in Belfast after the long layoff, is the same ones as the likes of Santa
he
Cruz.
talking
You can't
about
judge
Donaire?
performances off that one, and that's when Carl will probably at his peak of the career. Obviously, every fighter has peak years. It's a long career and it's a long time to hold that level.
Did he just call Donaire a geezer?
Like I've said earlier, me and my team were prepared for the very best Carl Frampton.
Son of a bitch.
I'd be a mug if I were to do so, if I were to look at him as over the hill or anything like that. So, I'm just hoping that after, when, hand gets raised again, that there's no excuses of I could have done this, I could have done that, or, it's finished. And we just have a pint after.
He just called Donaire a geezer. Did he?
You'd be up for that, would you?
I'm off the drink.
Did he call Donaire a geezer?
For nearly a year, but I'll have a pint of Coke or something after. Look, again, plenty of respect there for me, but
I hope he gets his ass kicked tomorrow on Saturday. I think he called Donaire a geezer.
Anything it takes to win. And I think, not really personally knowing Josh, but knowing him a little bit, I think he's probably of the same kind of mindset, and that's why it has the ingredients to be a quality fight.
Carl gonna kick his ass. Carl gonna kick his ass. That's it.
Wanting now
He's finished.
To get the belt back at the age of, what are you now, 31?
Yeah.
How much does that ambition still burn in you as a boxer?
To be honest, it's probably there more than ever because I've been written off, and I think it's unjust, really. You know why? You look at the fights.
I spit on Josh Warrington's name.
Quake, Santa Cruz, and I got beat.
You sure, Jonathan?
And the second time with Santa Cruz after.
You using me old to me over here.
I'm done.
Y'all sure? I already spit his name. You sure?
Back in the world title shot. But I've had 3 fights to get here. I'm not going to let anyone take it away from me. I want.
Why you ain't tell me earlier?
More than I've ever wanted a title. And
all right, I take it back. All right, I don't curse his name no more.
Who doubted me?
Y'all should have told me earlier. Y'all should have told me. I already spit his name and cursed his name.
Sticking the fingers up to them and saying there's plenty left to go.
I take it back.
Leo Santa Cruz out there, Oscar Valdez as well. If you get,
I take it back.
Obviously, there are more big fights.
Yeah,
Team Warrington. Team Warrington.
One fight at a time. I need to beat Josh Warrington, or that's all pie in the sky, at this point in time. So I need to win this fight. And you're right, there is huge fights. And that's the carrot dangling, The world title is enough. I want to be a world champion again. But I want to unify my second division. And I'm hoping to fight after Warrington, one of the other champions in the division.
And would you have the similar ambitions, Josh? You're a star in Leeds, and here you are fighting in Manchester this weekend. But the prospect of fighting, as Carl did in the States,
I know a lot of British
that
slang.
must be huge for you.
Like mange, daft cunt.
Road, a dream achieved. Throughout my career, I've been going on achieving dreams, things that
Proper lad.
people thought I'd never be capable of doing it. I thought when I won British title at Leeds Arena, that would be topped. The Europeans and international fights, world title, and a
Twat
massive underdog
wanker
against Lee Selby when no one gave me any chance whatsoever. And now we're over in Vegas when Carl lost his world title, and I'd seen the build-up. I'd seen his fans all about the bars and the pubs, and I'd said from that day, I want to taste of this. I want to be going over to the States and having the big nights over there.
Craziest 3 weeks of my life.
The crazy Leeds fans along, and whoever wants to follow our journey, and it's all touching distance now. It's not like I'm talking at my arse here. It can all be made. All I've got to do is keep winning. So that's what's my drive. Keep winning, and the big fights, the big nights, they'll happen.
So lastly, before we open it up to the floor and questions from people who are here, and of course lots of interviews I'm sure to follow that, just for the wider audience and people watching online, what do you think is the key factor for you in the fight on Saturday? What makes you think you're going to win?
I'm quite naughty with my headbutts and my elbows, so they might come into play. But listen, I'm hungry, and a lot of people don't know what I'm capable of, because and no one gave me a chance against Selby. We won't be able to do this, we won't be able to do that, but we handled Selby easy. I know Selby's a different fighter to Carl, but you know, we'd always been able to adapt. I just think people look at me as a come-forward pressure fighter, but I've got different attributes and some stuff I hadn't even brought to the table. So
Gary Russell got to be doing it. I'm not even going to talk about it.
You know, I believe it's my time. You know, the way that everything's gone, like I say, confidence, momentum, and everything going.
Gary Russell fight his one mandatory a year, be gone.
Will now, John.
Got a nice little system going.
But what a show it's
fight
going
his
to be.
Mando, be out.
We're talking about two of the best sets of fans in
No
the world. I've been
voluntary.
over at Belfast firsthand, and I've seen Carl's fans, and they're fantastic. They make some noise. That being said, you see my fans back in May, Ellen Road. They bring the noise too. So it's going to be a cauldron there in terms of noise, and then two fighters who want it bad. It makes a special fight. So, you know, we don't have to be chucking tables at each other or, you know, slanging each other to death for it to sell. If you
Hurt made 152 with that hair, though.
Then you know that this
he
is.
made 152 with that hair.
Weekend.
And final word for you, Carl. What do you think is the key?
That's like 150, 149 without that hair. That shit is dense.
Well, it depends. I think that I think that no matter what Josh.
He have a little pieces hanging down and shit.
That I'm over the hill. And
I said
real
Carl,
top
I've never
heavy.
said that. I've never thought that you're over hill. I just said that a couple of minutes ago. I said I don't think you're over hill. I've been preparing for you as raring to go as you peak.
I've seen things in the media that kind of suggest that, and I think that when this fight is taking place,
Dude look like a badass little kid.
If it may turn into a dog fight, I'm prepared for it, and that's when they'll see and they'll realise that I'm not over the hill and I have so much left to go. Josh mentioned that he wants it more than me. I don't know him personally. I don't know how much he wants it, but it would be very hard to want it more than I want this title right now.
It's going to be very special indeed, and it's going to be a great atmosphere, I'm sure.
I can believe that, fanboy.
As Francis said, there are still just a very small number of tickets available for Saturday night. Of course, you'll be able to watch it
Like
on,
Andrew Bynum in the
BT
NBA.
box office,
He just was tall.
and it promises to be, I think, the card of the year. Now, you'll be
All
able to
those
do
skills.
one-to-one interviews shortly, but before then,
I wanted to do other
any
shit.
questions for any of the guys up here from the floor? Shout them out if so, please.
Don't all come at once.
Come on, come on. Anybody?
Nobody's going to ask no questions.
From the press. From the press.
Oh, Baz.
Oh no, Sean, you're all right.
Anybody else?
That's fucked up.
No? Yeah.
Yeah. I never really thought of packing it in, but I kind of thought, you know, 5-6 years ago I had this age, like 32 is about the limit for me, because I didn't want to be doing it anymore, but that's all changed now. And why would you pack something in while you're still performing at your best, while you're enjoying it for the first time probably since I turned professional? So that's in the back of my mind at the minute.
Here, let me go get some water so we can start talking about the rest of the stuff for the video. We're going to go look at ESPN Plus and the Zone and do year-end reviews on them, and then I'm going to edit them and make them separate videos. So we got to spend like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes on each. So I'll be right back. That's what we're going to do after this press conference is over.
Head clash.
Who here watched the fight between me and Ronnie Heffron?
What's that?
Who watched the fight? Anyone? No? Give up.
How you date?
Hey, Mark, listen. Before the heads, before he got stopped because of the cut and everything else, did you actually see what I done to him? Did you have your fucking eyes closed all the time?
Listen, you won
Did you
the
have your eyes
first
closed?
couple of rounds, you won the last couple.
I smashed him to bits,
No,
you
you
fool.
didn't. No, you didn't.
I smashed him to bits.
No,
I
you
made
didn't.
a fool of him.
No, you
I'm going to
didn't.
do exactly the same
No,
to
you
you.
didn't. No, you won't. Definitely not.
End
Definitely
of.
not.
Does that answer your question, Dev? Follow up?
See, the thing is with Dev, he likes to stir the pot. I'll give him that one. He loves it.
Right, anybody else? No. Nick, you're back. Anything to say?
I'd be nervous too if I had that haircut. He's on like
past 6.
national television.
4 to 6. 4 if he's 6 if he's lucky. He's a massive bully and he's getting beat.
We'll see. We'll see. We will see.
See these bullies, when people stand up to them and give it back to them, they kind of like you can see fear in them. That's exactly what I'm seeing in Mark.
There's no fear.
Fuck him up, Liam.
How can you fear me?
He's getting done. He's getting done.
Never,
Fuck him up.
Never in a million years.
Well, thank you very much. Do you want a final word, Francis?
Francis knows he's going to win. Francis knows.
On the show,
Don't bring Francis into this.
I think, as we've heard from all the guys today, they're all very excited about Saturday. I know that it's going to be a fantastic night. As John mentioned, there's a few tickets still available. If you can't make it down to the arena, though, then we're live on BT Sport box office. I thank BT, 32 Red and Foot Asylum for their continued support, and especially thank all the fighters for all being here and making Saturday night what it's going to be, which is going to be a great night of boxing. Thanks very much.
Right, we'll have some face-to-face photographs in a moment. National and regional newspapers, we're going to be doing round-table interviews downstairs shortly. Broadcast, flying video, please stay here. Also radio, and we'll be doing interviews for you right here.
Where's those face-offs? Where's those face-offs? How dare they? They better get those face-offs. Here in the States, the fight's going to be on ESPN Plus.
Such good feedback, mate. Really appreciate that. So good. Been done so well, mate.
Billy Joe Saunders is also in the card, facing Zoltan Sera. Who the fuck? Oh, these going to just call any of my numbers, huh? GoDaddy? It's going to call me on the phone? Oh, well, I guess that's over then, huh? All right, well, let's go here. So, this is what we're going to do. I think this is a good place to start. This is a good place to start. Listen to this. In fact, no, this is what we're going to go do. We are going to go take a break, and we got to start. Yeah, this is what we're going to go do. So, we got 3 topics to talk about at the end of this video. We got to talk about Eddie Hearn, the Zone, and why White versus Chisora 2 is on Showtime and not the Zone. Then we got to do a review of the Zone, and then we got to do a review of ESPN Plus. So what we're going to do is we're going to log in and go take a walk through both of the streaming services, and then tomorrow, tomorrow I'm going to do Showtime, and then since in HBO, even though they were on the way out, well, they're gone. So you already know how we get down. We're going to go play some tunes. We're going to go play some tunes. 2 tunes, 1 tune. And then we're going to get it started. So, I'll be right back. Let me see. Where's it at?
So if you will, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, first of all, for Bone. Bone. Boost's Rubber Band Singers. Bone. And his partner, Peanut. Peanut, we love y'all.
I
I'd rather be with you. Yeah, I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you. Yeah, I'd rather be with you.
Till I'm dead. Oh yes, I do. I'd rather be with you until that day will fly away. I just love that smiling face in her early side. Have you to myself, then life's so fine.
I'd rather be with you. Oh, baby, yeah, I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you. Yeah, I'd rather be with you.
I want to hold your hand if I can, just realize. I want to be your friend, not now and then, but until the end. I just love the way you act, and that's fact. I want to be your number one, so yes to that. Oh, I just like to say that, oh man, long time.
Baby, yeah.
I know you may think I'm trying to be funny, baby. I'm really serious. Oh. It's a cold, cold world, baby.
I'd
really rather be with you, baby.
I just rather be
Let me just take my time, baby. And show you how much I love you. I'll let it just play for you on my space base. Is it all right? Okay, in order to do that, y'all got to give me the funk in order for me to give you the funk. So let's pop our fingers right here. Quiet, fellas, real down. I want to hear the pops. Shh. I'm gonna take you there, baby. You know that place I was telling you about? Huh. I'm gonna take you there. Just keep popping your fingers, baby. And I'm gonna cream. You're gonna see me coming. I'm gonna come all in your face, baby. Hold on, baby. Pop on, baby. Watch out. I'm gonna take it there, baby. Watch out. Oh, baby. Can I take you there? Can I take you there, baby? Okay, keep popping. I ain't through yet. Give me them pops. We're just about there. We're gonna nut this time, okay? Is it all right? We're gonna nut. We're gonna come at the same time.
gonna be all right, baby. I just like to talk to you for a while.
I'd rather be with you.
A good place to start. This is an interview I did with Eddie Hearn months back, but we're going to talk about its relevancy in a minute.
Will your fighters be, okay, will Matchroom USA, the Zone fighters, be exclusive to the Zone? For example, can they fight on HBO?
Depends in what situations. For example, we're not looking to obstruct fighters in that respect. A lot of the time politics gets in the way of fights. So I'll give you an example. Maurice Hooker fights Saucedo, which is his next fight.
Top rank on ESPN Plus and then the Zone?
No, but if that goes to purse bids and we lose the purse bids, Hooker's fighting on ESPN. No problem. No problem. We're not looking to be obstructive in that respect. You know? So the plan is to build these fights. The plan is to win the purse bid for Hooker Saucedo. That's a good fight for our California card.
They did not win the purse bid for Hooker Saucedo. It ended up on ESPN. Maurice Hooker defended his WBO title, and now a bigger name, headed to the Zone.
No? Yeah. But we know there'll be times Demetrius Andrade against Billy Joe Saunders for the WBO world title. I want to win that purse bid. If I lose,
they did win the purse bid. Billy Joe Saunders failed the drug test.
Lose the purse bid, he has to go to the UK. No problem. I don't say to him, I know you can't do that, son. That's not what we're about.
That's what a lot of people were thinking.
No, but that's the
you
problem,
know, with the
that's the problem with boxing. And that's when you deal with bitter people in boxing.
Yeah.
Come back to me in 10 years, I'll be one of those people.
But basically, I was trying my best because I know how he can get. Like when he try to job talk you and shit, especially if you don't have a high boxing political IQ, he'll start, motherfucking job talking you. But here's the thing. It's not just a surprise to me. It's not just me talking about it when I did my White versus Chisora video. A lot of people are like, wait a minute, I thought that all Eddie Hearn fights were going to be, or Matchroom fights, whether Sky, pay-per-view, box office or not, were going to be exclusive to the Zone. They are not. Now, the Matchroom regular Sky fights are, if the Zone wins the bids for the Sky Sports box office fights, then they broadcast them. But for example, basically, it's just like it is not a good look for Hearn, in Matchroom, especially for the naysayers, because they're saying, oh, they're going broke. Even me in my video, I was thinking like, damn, how much did Showtime bid for this, and why didn't the Zone overbid to keep this fight? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But you see, but wouldn't it have been more, okay, for example, if you were the Zone, just think about, the political landscape and how people are bashing the Zone for whatever reasons. Don't you think that if you had a meeting, right, you would think, damn, if we don't pick up that White Chisora 2 card, people are going to start talking shit on social media. You know how they are. So that's what I'm saying. People are already like, oh, something's shady over there. Some shit's wrong. Now, I know better, but I'm thinking, I wonder if, they shot their load, if they nah, we didn't put out all this money for this shit. Also, there's rumors, we'll never know. No, not officially. There's rumors that Canelo versus Fielding did not do well in viewership. but yet, which I'm going to upload to the website. I spent a lot of time last night on my website uploading stories and everything. I got a press release from Golden Boy and The Zone about how the Zone app was the #1 downloaded app on Android and Apple, correct? Because I remember doing like little tests. I have a whole bunch of smart TVs in my house, and I have a whole bunch of different electronics. As soon as I would turn on the Fire TV, it would be right there, Rocky Fielding. And I was like, all right. And then later on in the day, as I was cooking dinner, it went from being just a banner to like a motion banner, like we were showing, like, you know, like the promo. Then on Roku, as soon as you turn the TV on, right there. I didn't check my Samsung, though. Last time I looked, Samsung didn't have the Zone app, or did they? I forgot. You knew something was up. You didn't see no cover. Yeah, you know, and then you got to think, Eddie Hearn had to know this last week, right? When he was in New York. He knew this already. But he didn't want people asking him questions and shit about it, you know? Because everyone knew how it would turn out. Exactly. That is also a big factor too, Reese. You know what? In fact, you've earned your wrench back. Did you ever have a wrench? I don't know if you had a wrench before. I'll wait. I'll give it a couple of days. I'm going to talk to HR about you. But, you know, so he had the, you know this. Put it this way. I'm going to tell you right now. I love the Zone. Look, when you look at what they did for the World Boxing Super Series, I covered every World Boxing Super Series fight this season. For all three divisions, every one. And even some undercard fights mixed in. I was working my ass off. I did preview videos, definitely weigh-in videos, but I wouldn't have been able to do that without the Zone, making it easy to be able to watch these fights. If you're a Bellator fan, for example, it's kind of, okay, in my cable service, I have Xfinity. We have a channel called the Paramount Network, which used to be Spike TV and TNN and a whole bunch of other channels too, rolled into one. So they show Bellator on there, and I noticed they show the same Bellator fights as they do on the Zone. But I haven't really looked into it to see if they show the full cards or not. But overall, what the Zone is trying to do is really, like, I understand what they're trying to do. But I think they talk too much, especially Eddie Hearn, in regards to what fighters he was going after to try to get. As you can see, now he can't get not one Heyman fighter. They're all sealed up with fights and shit. Got Danny Jacobs, yeah. So what you see with the White versus Chisora 2 card is that card is not a good undercard. Why? It's because that Matchroom Sport is spread thin. They have a large stable, but now they're seeing like how big their stable really is, because he's got so many dates to fill here in the States, and he's got to still fulfill those states over in the UK. That's why now there's news trickling out that AJ could possibly fight over here in the States. And maybe that's something going on behind the scenes where the Zone is like, yo, listen, we got to get this shit off the ground over here in the States. You know? Because now I've been reading somewhere, especially on Twitter, that he's thinking about using, or the rumors are that Wembley, April the 13th, may not be used by Joshua, which raises some red flags, but can be used by Conf versus Brook. That raises some red flags. All right, man, Ali, you got your shout out. Ali from St. Albans. I don't even know what that is, man. Get out of here. You made me forget what I was talking about. But you know, it's some funny shit going on there. And you know, of course, Showtime Steven Espinoza probably behind the scenes like, you know, licking his chops. We are going to do a review of the Zone, ESPN Plus, and Showtime Anytime, which people don't even know they have. If you have Showtime, then you have Showtime Anytime. I was surprised to hear that people really don't know that they have Showtime Anytime. It's crazy. You have a bigger fight library on Showtime Anytime than I've known, because I did an experiment once and I was kind of pissed. On my on demand, I noticed there were certain fights that wasn't on demand, but that was on Showtime Anytime. I think I learned this when I got at the hospital. I was trying to watch Garcia versus Rios or some shit like that. It was Garcia versus Rios I was trying to watch. I was trying to watch it on my TV, and I was like, damn, motherfucker, it ain't on there. Then when I looked on Showtime Anytime, you know, I was able to. But, so if you don't know, Might as well just, put the information down in the description box. White versus Chisora 2 is on Showtime, not the Zone. We should have known, though, because during the end of Canelo fielding, they did a little promo saying, thank you for 2019 or goodbye, 2019. And I was like, wait, you got motherfucking White Chisora. But see, here's the thing. A lot of fans assumed that they would be aggressive and make sure they have all, Eddie Hearn's fight over on the Zone. So therefore, there are people that have signed up for the Zone thinking they were going to get White versus Chisora just to find out during fight week that you got to have Showtime. But why did Showtime pick it up? That's true. See, usually when Showtime picks up a fight that they're investing, there's a trend with Showtime. If they usually pick up a Showtime international fight, that's to invest in a future fight for somebody. So, but who? I don't think it's going to be Dylan White if he wins against Wilder or Chisora. I think they may be setting up something for probably Dominic Breazeale or somebody, even though he's fighting PBC on Fox this weekend. Maybe Dylan White, Luis Ortiz they're setting up, or Chisora. They're setting up something. Or maybe they just had some extra money in the budget, which we've learned that they do. Because you got to think that the Zone did bid for this fight. They had to. But Showtime bid more. And how much more did they bid to where the Zone was like, shit, we'll take this political media blow for people to be asking questions, Lampley's not going. Lampley, he was saying it's the end of his broadcast career, but HBO's still going to be doing pay-per-views, they said. But we don't know what pay-per-views. Put it this way, they said if a fight comes along and people and a promoter wants to use the HBO platform, like with Kellerman, Lampley, Roy Jones, like even if it's like 2-3 years from now, they said they'll be open to it. But to move on, let's go check out the Zone and do a review real quick. This is what you see. This is what you see when you first sign into the Zone. Let's go do a review. We have 3 Zone accounts. So this is what you see when you first sign up. Joe Joyce, yeah, but that's not. They could be set. I don't know. Luis Ortiz, Joe Joyce. That's what they're saying. This was.
We're at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas,
Oh,
Nevada.
they got some
Hello again,
Oscar.
everybody. I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan, along with Dave Von Tempo. We've got the WBC welter.
So as soon as you load it up on your desktop, this is what you see. Now I forgot which button I have to use to make this turn mobile. Let me see. Is it F11? Nope, it's not F11. I think it's F12. Let's go see what it looks like on mobile. I have to go full screen so you can see it better. Let's go full screen. Damn, it's still too small. Let me see. We can't do it this way. Well, we're just going to have to go back and do it. But if you can see it, this is their, mobile interface here. But let's go back to. Wait, that's a guy. Wait. Let's do it this way. iPhone 10.
We're at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Hello again,
iPad
everybody.
Pro.
I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan, along with Dave Von Tempo. We've got the WBC Welterweight Championship of the World for you. Yeah.
But do anybody have the Zone? I heard somebody, I think it was Hassan, saying that they need more weekly original content. They got the whole library of Oscar fights, I see. His
And now,
older
ladies
fights.
and gentlemen, from the...
Also, let me tell you, people who say they've had issues with the Zone in regards to people who say that they have issues or had issues with the Zone in regards to buffering and all that, I'm going to tell you that I've never had not one single issue in regards to like streaming quality or picture quality. The one issue I had was when I tried to reset my password. This is the reason why we ended up with a third The Zone account. I tried to reset my password and the email never came through. I was really, really frustrated and pissed off. But I never had any issues with like buffering or nothing like that. Never. overall, I mean, you know, for $9.99 a month, but for the amount of fights that you're getting, you know, I think it's a good deal, especially if you're a hardcore boxing fan looking for full cards and uninterrupted content. For example, what they do is they also give you, like, not only when they upload, like when they, after the fights, they actually put it into a nice format. Here, let's go to boxing, where they give you the highlights. I am on the Zone website. This is the Zone website. Are you blind, Mr. Celery? I mean, Mr. Celery, are you blind? You know, you get the media workouts here. You get the press conference. AK and Barack are getting better. Don't get me wrong. AK is a friend of mine. But he do get a little, you know, that shit was getting whack, especially when they were interrupting the weigh-ins for, like, the interviews. Like, you know, they should stop the weigh-ins to do the interviews. I'm going to show you. Let me see if we can find a weigh-in. Let me see if we can find a weigh-in. They fixed it for Canelo Rocky, though. They fixed it for Canelo Rocky. But that shit was getting annoying when somebody would be weighing in, but they'd be interviewing somebody and they'd try to cut back quick, and, you know, it just was whack. The original content is, this is supposed to be, you know, like...
As the loom of destiny weaves its design, the outcome is not immediately apparent. Saul Canelo Alvarez is made from the bold pattern of Mexico's boxing tradition. Rocky Fielding is cut from an entirely different cloth.
This is called The Journey, Canelo Rocky. And basically it's, you know, the docu. I'm not going to use the term like HBO 24/7 no more. They're not around no more. So I'm going to say, like, all access. All right? All access is number one. However, it's one of those things like where, you know, Liev Schreiber, Sabretooth, and Ray Donovan, he's the voice for HBO 24/7 if you didn't know, and Barry Pepper, the sniper from Saving Private Ryan, he's the narrator for All Access. At the beginning, I didn't like him. I was like, he trying to be too much like All Access. You know, I was being a hoe. I was like, he trying to be too much like HBO 24/7. I don't like it. But now, that shit be lit. So I'm hoping that whoever this dude is, what's this guy's name? What's this guy's name? I'm hoping it's the case with him because I'm like, I don't know. This ain't, what's this guy's name? The narrator.
The loom of destiny.
Jamie Camille or Jaime Camille. Jaime Camille. Yeah, I didn't like him at first. But no, I enjoyed these though. They served the purpose of doing what they're supposed to do. You know, the first episode, obviously who the fighters are, the build up.
My career is what meant to be.
Press conferences.
Then one day I got the phone call.
This is the 17th edition.
But as you can see, mind you, we are here live streaming, right? And I'm doing this via live stream. So and notice it's not like buffering or nothing like that. I get notifications from the Zone. I'm trying to, let me see. I get notifications from the Zone. I know I get too many from fucking ESPN. I get notifications from the Zone. I don't think they do it when they add new content. That would be overwhelming. You know, to me, I don't want that shit. But you know, it's high quality content. It's a shame that they're struggling in the States, and I can understand why. But of course, they got to understand at the beginning you're going to struggle, right? In a new venture over here in the States, it's going to take them a couple of years. Especially since they got to wait and see how this PBC thing, you know, works out. Al Heyman is not letting go of his fighters. He's not letting go of his fighters. They may be able to get some here and there, but the good thing that they can say for 2018 and 2019 is they secured the 160-pound division. So in my opinion, they have to make sure they keep a stranglehold on it. And even if they got to throw as much money, they got to keep that division. You know, and they got to start working up those mandatories, getting those mandatories, and, you know, those purse bids, getting those belts over there. They got to win purse bids. You know, I think it was a real big, for the amount of money. And I understand, you know, $1 million is a lot of money, but it's, to me, they should have won that purse bid with Hooker versus Saucedo, but maybe they lost that purse bid for a reason, for something down in the future, because also Top Rank is very powerful, and Top Rank is now backed by Disney. Top Rank is very, very powerful. They have a lot of money to throw around. That's why they signed up Kubrat Pulev, getting ready to go to war, you know, for Joshua next year. And so they have the IBF mandatory, and also Top Rank will potentially have the WBO mandatory as well. So they're getting ready to go to war. Yeah, you know what? Them losing White Chisora, and then them losing the purse bid for Maurice Hooker and Saucedo, which was an excellent fight. It's like that's what, you know. I mean, that's their money and everything, but it's like it sends a bad sign, you know, to me. I would love to see Gervonta Davis on the zone. Can you imagine seeing Tank Davis fighting 4 times a year? You know, it's crazy. You know, a fighter like him, he needs to be fighting 4 times a year. Are there training footage of Floyd upcoming about? No. Listen, I started last night getting out the backlog of shit. You know, so I got a whole bunch of shit is coming. You know, so I'm starting, and I am going to get out the Hassan was talking about, get out the Kovalev footage. See, what it is I got to edit it because he shot it in portrait. So I got to edit it to zoom in, and it's going to be kind of distorted to get it in landscape. You know, the Kovalev Alvarez press conference. So I'm working on getting that backlog stuff out now. You know, I did videos yesterday, and I did the website. So I'm doing this. These videos are going to be edited and uploaded. I got to do Jamel Charlo, Tony Harrison. What other fight I got to do today? I got to do another fight. Pac versus Broner. Gearing up for that. So, yeah, we're really on track. Like, we're on track today. But in regards to the zone, I think $9.99 a month is worth it. I think all media should have it. No media should be bitching about canceling. Well, you know, if I saw this fighter, I got my free trial, I'm going to cancel. No, fuck that. Fighters that may eventually fight on your card, if you're a promoter or something, or if you're like a media member, you know, fighters that you may support may have to fight somebody on their card. It's like a circle. Like, not supporting the sport is, you know, like, it's weird to me. But overall, they do need some more original content. I think they need a show, even if it's something like this, like where they have, like you know how Dan Rayfield, the Boxing Beat. We're gonna go look at we're gonna go review ESPN Plus in detail in a minute. They need like a weekly show where they bring people in, even if it's via Skype. I know Yahoo, Kevin Iole does it from his home. You know, Dan Rayfield, he's doing it for. This is really annoying me up here. This has got to go. There we go. See, Hearn is keeping his fighters active, but it also can be a bad thing, too, because fighters can burn out. For example, it's time for Tevin Farmer. He needs a break. You know, he needs to take a break. You know, come back like March or April or so. That's cool. Like, sometimes he may burn his fighters out. But overall, they need like a weekly talk show. And I'm sorry, I don't think that, like, this is good content right here. This is what they have so far.
Fight fans, welcome to the first edition of the Sweet Scientists. Ak and Barack, I go by the name of Ak. And I'm Barack the Boxing Bully. And expect the unexpected here on the show.
Well, let me stop this for a minute. Over in Canada, y'all getting more for the zone than we're getting over here in the States. Because don't y'all get the NBA or the NFL over there? And y'all were having issues with it at first, correct? Something like that. So eventually, you know, just like ESPN Plus, they give you a lot for $5, in my opinion. Especially if you're a hardcore sports fan. Don't get it twisted. I can cover NBA, you know, if I didn't cover, you know, boxing. So, you know, I find like what they give you and college basketball, like for $5 a month. But in regards to the zone in the States, is primarily a combat sports platform with some soccer and I think cricket and something like that.
But before I get into anything, I want to touch on Adonis Stevenson. We want to send our prayers and thoughts to him and his family. Initially was in critical condition, But now the update is that he is stable, but he's still in an...
They need just more than AK and Barack, give them the Christmas. Yeah, they need, this is not enough. They need, see, AK and Barack, they're host of like the Zone platform. You know, like they're the Zone ambassadors. There's, and these are good. Like them having these up, for example, let's go fast forward. Like them being with Canelo, you know, shit like these are good. We need stuff like this.
How do I look?
You look like a fashion model. You know what I mean? Like walk the runway type stuff.
But no, you need interaction like this with boxers. You need it.
That's good. Listen, this is our baby.
This is a collaboration.
This is something.
But also,
they trying to win against a tough opponent.
Also, notice how I like how there's no political divide here. Like they, you know, it looks like they're going to be getting all boxers on this platform because obviously Lomachenko is with, you know, Top Rank.
Another world title. I noticed on the internet, on social media, Instagram, people complain.
Loma don't like doing interviews. Why are you so guarded like that? I noticed that at the press conference too.
You didn't take care of Pedrosa in 2 or 3 rounds right away. They complain.
In the fight, I need to improve his words.
Too much pressure.
But you put some pressure on yourself because you said I'm no Maschenko.
So these are cool, but they need, you know, like a like a boxing show, something that where people are like, okay, I'm getting this consistent content every week, like a live podcast, you know, like Chris Mannix does, like Kevin Iole does every now and then, you know, the boxing beat. What else? Let's go check out some other things on here. Obviously, you know, MMA, Bellator. They have other MMA events as well. I watched Amanda Serrano's last MMA fight on here. I was surprised and hyped.
Tomorrow night, Saturday, December.
No, that's a good thing, though. For example, the PBC. We're going to talk about. We got to do. So we're doing this one, the Zone. We're going to do ESPN Plus. We're going to do Showtime. But I guess we should do Showtime, PBC all in the same. You know, for example, the PBC show that came on this last week, and it's been on free TV a lot, and Fox Sports 1, inside of PBC Boxing and everything. And the title is what it says, but they talk majority, if not all, PBC Boxing. Like the other boxers outside don't exist, except for Kell Brook when he was talking about Kell Brook. I mean, no, Jared Swift Heard talking about Kell Brook.
15th exclusive.
This is Bellator stuff.
Very happy. A very exciting.
So as you can see, did you notice none of this stuff is having no issues loading? So people be like, man, the Zone app sucks. The shit don't load. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah. Let's see, what are we looking for? Canelo card highlights. Presentation is cool though. I dig it.
From the city that never sleeps, super lightweight battle, Ibulis taking on Maximiliano Becerra.
No, Golden Boy did their last fight a couple of weeks ago. I forgot what fight it was. Was it the Soto Carras Nico fight, or was one after that? Nico Macias, that crazy ass fight where he threw like fucking 3,000 punches or some shit. I think it was one after that. So right now it's just the Zone and Facebook Watch.
Sera trying to bully his way back into this fight now as the crowd gives him some approval. Oh, that right.
Indeed.
Total punches landed. Look at that.
I do have to admit though that it is your internet likely if you're having issues, because I do have like super like high powered internet and shit. So, you know, I do have to admit that. But that goes to show that it's not the app, it's your internet.
Almost 2-1 for Taz. Except the punch now.
And look at the picture quality, clean.
First of all, he doesn't
have the power to keep the ball off of him.
There he goes, and down he goes. Body shot, and he is being shot down. 4, 5, 6. Fielding is looking to his corner.
8. He continues.
Jamie Moore looks back.
Okay.
Fielding is game, but he is getting.
He doesn't have that arsenal, and he's fighting the wrong fight. But look, he still has this look in his eye, like maybe he's trying to get Canelo to wear himself out.
Down he goes. Fielding looks back in his corner. Jamie Moore.
He fucked him up.
5, 6.
Says keep going.
7, 8.
He's back up.
Fucked Rocky up. But, you know, nonetheless, I mean, fans are just so weird and finicky when it comes to shit, man. You know, like, I never understood. See, they can't tell you, but I can tell you, thank God, you know, that, you know, I'm like independent media where I can talk about the shit. But motherfuckers be cheap as shit. Like, y'all want to talk about, y'all know I get pissed off. Y'all want to talk about what the fighters are making and everything, what the pay-per-view buys and everything. But then when somebody come along and asks you to pay $10 for Canelo, even if it is Rocky Fielding, HBO, if it was on HBO, HBO costs more than the Zone. Yes, you get more, and I understand that, but still. They just gotta more original content. They need like a show, like a weekly like show. They gotta, you know, who do they have? They got Brian Kinney. Chris Mannix has his own podcast. Does he have the time to do something else with the Zone? Because all this stuff costs money. They need like a hardcore deep boxing show where people are like, oh shit, they had such and such on there last week. For example, imagine if the Zone had a show where they're talking to Deontay Wilder or something one week, then they get Tyson Fury on, then they get Frank Warren on. You see what I'm saying? Something like that. That would bring consistent, to keep the subscribers coming back consistently for original content, because right now the original content right now doesn't appeal to us. You see what I'm saying? Like their original content appeals to like professional people and shit, not the people that are sitting there like, man, I ain't buying that motherfucking fight. I'm gonna get some motherfucking Jordans with my 10, some shit like that. I'm gonna use that $10 to go get motherfucking 10 Dutches or 10 fucking Bluntville's or some shit. You see what I'm saying? I've noticed a lot of times they wonder why pay-per-view buys are not doing what they used to be doing, or why ratings are not. They say they want that 18 to 35 demographic, but a lot of their content, if you notice, appeal to people in suits and shit. You see what I'm saying? It's weird like that. You know, it's weird like that. So, you know, they gotta get, you know, like more, you know, I don't know. Like live premieres. You like Joe Rogan be fucking blowing tree on his shit. Every now and then I may say nigga or something like that. You know, they need something like that and not try to be, you know, so, you know, like professional looking, if that makes sense. You know, they got to get a little, not gritty, but, you know, like, I don't know, because that shit is all clean looking. That shit is nice and everything. That shit is nice. But no disrespect, like I said, you know, AK, I don't know Barack too well. Never interacted with him, but AK, I've worked several events with him. Cool ass dude. I blew him off for an event he wanted me to promote or something. I didn't know who he was when I first met him, like 3 years ago. But, you know, like, I'm happy to see him doing that, but that ain't gonna cut it. That ain't it. That ain't it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard be sounding drunk or something. But now I guess it's a good time to go check out ESPN Plus. I can't stand that ESPN Plus interface, let me tell you. For one, they always give me shit about signing in. They never save my shit. However, it's worth the $5. So this is what you see when you first go to the ESPN Plus homepage. I'm signing in. Wait, this is watch. This is with my cable. Let's go to ESPN Plus. This is ESPN Plus. Now, there's so much content, and the thing is, it's so much live content as well. But what are you here for, right? As boxing fans, you're here for the boxing, right? So before we go any further, let's do this, just in case, because, you know, sometimes they give me shit. But this is clearly fair use and critiquing. Like we gotta get to the bottom of this. I don't know what Sugar Ray be talking about. I ain't gonna lie, I got caught up having some women's volleyball playing in the background. I was like, motherfucker, you a freak. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Yo, they legs be thick and man. I was like, you too old for this, T-Street. You too damn old. Them volleyball player legs. It was on in the background that I noticed, like I didn't turn it off. I was like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? You can go on Pornhub, bro. What the fuck? But all right. So this is what their page looks like when you first. So what are you going in for? You're going in for boxing, right? So let's go look at some boxing. Bam. Let's type in some boxing. So this is what happens when you type in boxing. Now, up at the top, live and upcoming, this is the stuff that is going to be on ESPN Watch. As you can see, they tell you the channels down below. Let's zoom in some. So they tell you the channels right here down below. As you can see, this is going to be on, what, New Year's Eve at 2 p.m. in Spanish, Prograis versus Juan Jose, Fonseca. But what you're really looking for is, like, their older fights, Like, not the stuff that's going to be on replay on TV, the ones that are in, like, their on-demand library. So these are the replays right here. As you can see, there's only 23 of them. There's only 23 of them. There's only 23 of them. This is the on-demand library that we see. Where are all the old shit? Yeah, they got right here 50 clips. Now, this is your boxing content. This page right here is your on-demand boxing content for ESPN Plus. So, here's what they have, 23 right here. And out of this 23, the boxing beat is mixed in. Hart versus Ramirez, I guess they took down the media stuff, the weigh-in and the press conference. Oh wait, they have the weigh-in. Like is random content.
As you mentioned, if you don't have your ticket.
Now, clean interface, by the way. Shit works smooth.
For myself.
All right, good luck tomorrow.
I never understood why Top Rank puts their press conferences and weigh-ins behind the paywall. I don't understand it. So to watch any Top Rank press conference, whether it's ESPN or ESPN Plus or weigh-in, you have to have ESPN Plus. All media events should be free. Like they fucking themselves over with that. These are undercards. What undercards are these? We don't know. Now, this is their online library, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, NFL, NBA, ESPN Plus is killing it. Oh, and I do run into this issue sometimes that I don't know what it is. Like when they load up a big card, it takes like a while for that shit to load up. Like I have to fucking do like double refresh and shit. Because you can see this one's 3 hours long. Let's move on. I don't have no time to fuck around. They got the Loma Pedraza weigh-in. But I noticed if it's like a really long card, it takes like a while to load up. I have to like keep hitting refresh and all that. I like Mark Kriegel. He be saying some real shit. He was over with Showtime for a while. This is Dan Rayfield's show. This is his last episode. Yeah, yesterday. With Lance Pugmire of LA Times.
Hi there, boxing fans, and welcome to the 28th episode of The Boxing Beat. We are coming off a big weekend in which I spent in New York City at Madison Square Garden watching the number one superstar in the sport, Canelo Alvarez, take a step up to the super middleweight division where he looked tremendous, knocking out Rocky Fielding to win a second-tier super middleweight world title. Used that great body attack to knock him down 4 times. 3 of the knockdowns coming on body shots, 1 with a right hand to the head. But Canelo Alvarez with the expected and very easy and very dominant.
Yeah, $5 a month to see Dan Rayfield. $5 a month.
MMA writer for the Los Angeles Times. a man I spent some time with this past weekend. We were both in New York City at the Canelo Alvarez-Rocky Fielding fight. It is Lance Pugmire. Lance, welcome back to the Boxing Beat. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is a new set. This is a new set. This wasn't the same set he had before. This is a new one. I'm gonna get my set cleaner too. You and my competition, Dan.
Having me on again, Dan.
You bet. I hope you had a good trip home.
No reason why you should have this little ass laptop. My personal opinion. No reason why you should have this little ass laptop.
I know it was late nights for all of us Saturday night in New York City.
Also, notice he don't have a mouse. He got like the motherfucking. But yeah, but overall, I haven't seen this one. This is the newest episode. But overall, I did find out some very valuable information on here because he had y'all some bullies. He had Steven Espinoza on here before Wilder Fury was announced. So every now and then, let me tell you, every now and then he gets very good. I would say every other show, he gets good people on there, like good quality content. So I was highly shocked and surprised when I first watched the first episode when ESPN Plus was first launched. I was like, man, let me go check this shit out, sign up. And I was like, all right, this is all right. But enough about Dan Rayfield. Let's see what else he got to say before we bounce. Oh, hey, we might be able to.
True. Only thing that I want to do is win and win it spectacular. And the only thing he could do is just.
This is new. Today is the 18th, right? Today is the 20th. I'm tripping. This came out Tuesday. We might be able to fair use this. And how long you on here, Charlo? How long you on here? We're going to fair use the shit out of you. No,
obviously, you feel like you have the power to get him out of there. You're not going to be disappointed if you don't stop Tony Harrison on Saturday?
How long is this? Oh, we can't. Oh, we can't. It's we might be let me see. See, here's the thing. They got me for the Joshua stuff because of now I can appeal it, but the video will still be blocked until the appeal is over. But it's backed by Disney, so when Disney send you a copyright strike, Mickey Mouse will whoop your ass. So you want to be really, really careful when you get that shit from Disney. You're like, all right, bro, I ain't gonna fight it. But who knows? But let's just listen to a little snippet. I'm sorry, Dan, just a little snippet. Just get my little $5 worth. I mean, what you got to say, Charlo? We're gonna listen to 30 seconds.
Apart from me, my older brother, it wouldn't make a difference. It's better than someone else outside of my circle, outside of my family, being a main event.
Now you're competitive with him, obviously.
Yes.
This is gonna be the fourth time you guys are gonna appear on the same show together.
No, we need more. No, that's not good enough.
Each other, like trash talking to each other, like I want to be the main event, and
no, that's not good enough.
The ground, and then they showed us the coin on the ground. The guy obviously did it the old-fashioned way.
That's not good enough.
Determine who actually would be fighting in the main event. Now I know that you and your brother, obviously, you guys are very competitive guys. You're not fighting each other for obvious reasons, but I wonder when you guys were getting set up for this show, or even just in your own mind, is there a discussion between you two guys about how much you want to outshine the other one?
I don't care about that, Dan. I don't care. My bad.
Celebrate after the fight is over with, knowing that we both became victorious and we know we put that work in.
All right, one thing about this particular show, Jermel, is that you and your brother are on the same card. You're on Fox. It's a primetime event on national television, but you're getting a tremendous amount of play from that network. We've seen you on...
I can't do it. Anyway, let's get back to our review of ESPN Plus. They have to... I don't know what they can... Like, why can't I go back to watch Crawford versus Jeff Horn without going, and watch it illegally on an illegal stream? I'm on an illegal channel or an illegal source when I pay for ESPN Plus. When ESPN Plus when we first heard about the Top Rank ESPN deal, remember we thought I remember them saying, you know, we would have access to the whole top-ranked library and all that shit. This is not the top-ranked library. This is 23 videos for each. This is craziness. This is craziness right here. This is craziness. We got Horn Mundine, Skeet Ramirez, Ramirez Hart, Lomachenko Pedraza. That's it. It's the fights we have. And the whole, you know, let me see. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me type in Terrence Crawford. Let me type in Terrence Crawford. Now, this is their search bar. Damn it. My space bar. My space bar is not spacing. What type of shit? You can't space bar in the. Let's see. What in the world? The app is no different. Let's find Crawford. So my space bar is not working in. My space bar is not working in this. Did something go wrong? Here, let's just refresh. Let's just refresh. This is what we have for Crawford. Just the replays. This is what we have. You type in Terrence Crawford, this is what you get. These are replays up here at the top. Let's go full screen. These are replays up here at the top. So when you type in Crawford, this is everything Crawford for ESPN. You get clips, 4 clips. I don't know. I think, don't you, is this a little unacceptable? They definitely gonna copyright my shit now. I'm kind of upset now when I'm looking at this. Is this a little unacceptable for us not to have access to these fights? Crawford has a Camp Life, but they release Camp Life on YouTube normally, right? I think this is unacceptable. Like, why can't, for $5, like, why can't I say, yeah, you know, I want to go watch Loma versus Rigo. I wonder what they're doing to fix this. And don't get me wrong, I like ESPN Plus because they're high quality and they show the whole entire card from the very, very first fight when the arena be empty. When the arena be empty. But why can't I have access to all of the fights? Yes.